So this podcaster apparently conned people out of millions of dollars. So the guy's name is Steve, and he's in his 20s, he's from Beverly Hills, and Steve has been trying to make it work as an actor for years. But unfortunately, he just can't catch his big break. So one day in the 80s, he decides to make money in a different way. He's gonna scam some people. And so he starts out by just picking up the phone and cold calling people, and he gets into telemarketing fraud. And unfortunately for him, it doesn't go great. And bam, he gets caught and arrested. Here's a mugshot. Cool hair, bro. Then, around the 1990s, Steve decides to get a little more creative with his schemes. He comes up with something that's so stupid it's genius. He puts ads in magazines saying that he's selling a revolutionary solar-powered clothes dryer, and he's selling it at the incredibly low price of $49.95. Here's the thing about this solar-powered clothes dryer. When the customers receive their order, they open the package and they're shocked to find all he sent them is a simple clothesline, like one your grandma would hang in the backyard and dry clothes on it. Which, to be fair, I guess that is technically a solar-powered clothes dryer, but, not worth spending $50 on. And so the customers are understandably upset. And when people start to complain to Steve, he responds that they had received exactly what he advertised. And technically, he's not wrong. Anyway, he claims that he made over $1 million from this scam before his business is finally shut down. Now, I have my doubts about whether or not he actually made $1 million, but that's what he says. Anyway, after this, Steve definitely isn't gonna stop. I mean, that was too easy. So he keeps the cons going, and he gets involved in some investment scams, and he gets people to invest in oil wells that don't actually exist, and bam, he gets caught and arrested again. Here's another mugshot. And so he gets sent to prison, and now suddenly old Steve has a lot of free time on his hands, sitting in a cell all day. And so he decides to write a book called America's Guide to Fraud Prevention, and he writes it under the name Brett Champion for some reason. And this book actually gets published, and this is where he starts to sell himself as this reformed con man who is now trying to help others not get scammed. A few years later, in 1997, he's out of prison at this point, like he's done his time. And suddenly, things are starting to look up for Steve. Like he starts going by his new name, Brett Champion, which definitely sounds like a made-up name. But as Brett Champion, he somehow convinces people that he's a fraud expert, and he starts appearing on TV shows as a fraud prevention specialist, and here he is on The View, here he is